Nicolas Hulscher, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I am absolutely shocked at this news, needless to say. I think a lot of people are. What is going on, Nick?
So it appears that today, July 10th, the FDA has fully approved Moderna's spike vax for children or infants as young as 6 month olds to 11-year-olds. This is a full approval. It was previously under emergency use authorization. So now it is fully approved. They did approve the biologic license application. And so now this opens up so many pathways to solidifying these extraordinarily dangerous products for our most vulnerable. Absolutely disastrous.
Yes, so I want to know how it actually received its full approval because we were always told, we did this under emergency use authorization. We had ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, other treatments demonized. They got away with it under emergency use authorization. How on earth has this now received full approval?
It remains unclear. Moderna did make a press release. They said that the FDA reviewed their scientific data and they thought it was favorable. And apparently, they think that high risk infants. So, what are high risk infants? High risk infants are those with a comorbidity that they claim increases the risk of COVID-19. So, basically, it appears almost half of infants will be eligible for this new fully approved dangerous product. And that includes infants that were born preterm, those born with diabetes, obesity, deformities. So they're going to be pushing this product onto them now. And we have to remember, so this is SpikeVax, right? They did recently put the go ahead a few months ago for Next Spike. That's the next generation one. That's probably expected to be rolled out for kids soon. But SpikeVax, the one that was just approved for these kids, has been shown to be extraordinarily dangerous. We know now, based on the past few years, we have thousands of studies showing the serious harms from these shots. And let's just go through the four main categories. What is dangerous about them? Well, first, the cardiotoxic, right? Myocarditis, heart attacks, coronary artery disease. They're neurotoxic, so brain damage. It's been linked now to 86 neuropsychiatric conditions based on a new peer-reviewed study by Thorpe and colleagues. The spike protein and vaccine mRNA have been found in the brain, so it is neurotoxic. It's also carcinogenic. It's carcinogenic. We have a article out on our Substack where actually over 100 studies show that these mRNA shots may cause cancer via 17 different mechanisms. So we know it's carcinogenic and it's deadly. It has been linked to more deaths than World War I, World War II, and the Vietnam War combined. And so they are now pushing this on our most vulnerable. This is a grave, worrisome development, and they should reverse this immediately.
I'm just wondering how we got to this point. I really cannot understand it. We were, you've been on our broadcast talking about how the promises were that we would go through placebo controlled trials, safety trials, all of this sort of stuff. And then one after another, we just see these injections being approved without that being the procedure that's followed. No safety trials. No, we're going to do the safety trials as we roll it out. Well, that's what we did under emergency use authorization. Actually, we were told, oh, but this is a clinical trial, everyone. Full disclosure, you're participating in a gross experiment, just so you know. But now it's just approval after approval under I guess, the same sort of mechanism that was used to justify them being rolled out during COVID.
Right. It's the same playbook. It's the same playbook. It appears nothing has changed at the FDA. Absolutely nothing. This is so disappointing. And honestly, I think those working at the FDA, those who made this decision, should be immediately fired for putting our children at risk of death and permanent disability.
Cancer, heart attacks. I mean, this is for 6 month olds. This is it's disgusting, actually. Let me ask you, I mean, how does this square with RFK Jr.'s mandate to make America healthy again? How much involvement does the HHS secretary have in this particular decision? Do we know that? Can he reverse it specifically?
I'm not sure if he has the authority to do that. I think he probably does, or at least he has the authority to give directive and at least speak out against this, right? He should speak out against this, not just let it go unchecked. All trust will be lost at this point. People don't want to push these products on their babies. They don't want their children. I mean, less than 20% of people of the population took last year's booster. They're not going to take this one. And so RFK should come out and speak out while he still has time. This is such a bad thing, and he should fire all the staffers that made this decision.
Let me ask you, just on those staffers, we had an ASIP overhaul recently. I'm presuming that ASIP would have had a part to play in this, but we've also had, sort of allusion to we're going to start getting AI involved in approving medicines and all of this sort of stuff. So it's very, very easy for certain people controlling the AI, whoever is responsible for it, to program into it that this is completely safe and effective. And now we're just going to get these sped up approvals. This is something I've been warning about for probably 4 years now. Just the fact that this is the future, it's going to be done by AI. AI is going to say it's safe and effective, and that's going to be enough. A rubber stamp done by an AI that's been programmed likely with pharmaceutical interests. Do you think that maybe this is what's happening?
It's possible. They are already rolling out AI into the agencies. We know that. And as AI starts to take over the process of analyzation and approval, we are going to see probably many more approvals of dangerous products. Because you're right, they are eliminating animal testing, which is actually important if we're going to inject it into real humans. They're just going to test it on a computer and have AI decide if it's safe or not as we move forward, as it advances. And we know that AI is extraordinarily biased for genetic injections, particularly Grok, heavily biased, absolutely disturbing. And it seems like they're not going to backtrack on that. There's some sort of programming going on there. And so we do not want artificial intelligence making choices for us of injecting deadly and dangerous products.
You mentioned that there was a very, very low uptake of the previous COVID shots last year. It's very likely that there'll be a very low uptake of this as well. But the point here is that parents will be pressured into this. And I think that that's where the most egregious part is. Many parents feel like they don't really have a choice. They don't have an option. Maybe some people feel like, well, it's this current administration. I guess we can trust it. Talk to us about that particular aspect of it.
Yeah, well, we know. So since only 20% of people took it, there probably will be about 10 to 15% that take it this time. And that's the sad part, right? So these are mothers, these are fathers, these are families that really just watch CNN and they're not aware of any of the harms, a lot of these people. And so basically, they just listen to the government, they still trust them. And so the government is now t- tricking them into taking these deadly products that should have been removed years ago. And this is unacceptable, right? I still care about people, like even if they want to push it on people, I don't want to see innocent babies, innocent children be slaughtered by these shots. It's just it's got to stop. We got to stop this. If we want to make America healthy again, these shots have to be completely removed from the market and banned for human use, as they have already caused catastrophic disability, injury, and death.
Well, and then again, I know we always talk about this, but there's the shedding aspect as well. So people will say, well, if they want to go and get it, let them go and get it. You know, if they can't withstand the pressure of their doctor, oh, well, so too bad, so sad, we'll go to a different doctor. It's like, yeah, but there's people that are getting this, and then their children are coming into contact with children of parents who are avoiding this. Or whatever the case may be, the children are then shedding onto the parents. The parents then go into the grocery store. You come into contact with them. I mean, it's just an unmitigated disaster, an absolute unmitigated disaster. What do you think the people should be doing right now?
Well, listen, now that it's fully approved, this is going to solidify these shots and it's going to make them be able to enforce mandates more easily, at least in the future. It's going to expand long term contracts with Moderna. And eventually for Pfizer as well, and so it's kind of solidifying this mRNA technology into our medicines, into our public health system. And so this is so bad. we thought we were going to get away from that and at least restrict it, right? They at least tried to restrict it, but now that this is here, it's looking like they're with mRNA technology for the long run, and we got to keep voicing our concerns. We can't sit back and do nothing, and we got to keep fighting to get these off the market.
Well, I appreciate that because I feel that perhaps I'm just judging by the public sentiment. A lot of people are feeling very worn out by this. They're feeling very demoralized by this. The constant approval of these dangerous technologies, it's just in our faces now. And people are sort of checking out. We can't, in my opinion, check out. We have to keep fighting this fight, because not just for us but for future generations. I mean, we're talking about declining populations around the world. These technologies that have been proven to harm and kill those populations are certainly not going to help that. So there's so many issues here, Nick. Thank you so much for coming on today. We really appreciate it. I want to encourage everyone to follow you on X at Nick Hulscher, and also subscribe to thefocalpoints.com. That is the Substack where you can read all of Nick's updates. We encourage everyone to do that. Thank you so much for your time today, Nick. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.